Yes, people. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Welcome back to the review of the pretty dead, pretty torrid, pretty crap attempt at a comeback that we had against Real Madrid, where we ended up going out 1-0 on the night, 6-2 on aggregate. Really wasn't an enjoyable game, really wasn't an enjoyable performance. We had one good player. It was just I didn't enjoy it. I thought, maybe the players understand what it means. Maybe, we've got a chance. You know, if there's ever a club to do a European comeback, it's Liverpool. But they didn't want it. The players, plain and simple, didn't want it. An absolutely horrific performance. We were the worst team from start to finish. We had like 3 moments where we could have scored. They had about 10. Without Alisson Becker in goal, we would have lost that tie 13-3, 13-2. Like, it's scary. And it's caused some it's given me some concerns because this is a Liverpool team that for so many years had a fantastic mentality. And the one time we've needed them to show an ounce of that fantastic mentality this season, they crumbled. They crumbled and they didn't want it. And that is a major, major, major concern for me. Anyway, let's get to the comments. Big ups yourself, Ravi, and big ups yourself, NS Sports. What about showing you guys in the Madrid slaughterhouse? It's scary, man. Honest to God, some of the stuff they were doing to us, the little... It was a moment. I'm just trying to remember. So we tried to attack. We lost the ball, which is a common thing that we've done. They have it in the midfield, and then Modric, Kroos, and Camavinga just start tapping it around, like bam, 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 bam. And Fabinho, Milner, and Gakpo, we're just going, what the fuck is going on? Whoa, whoa, whoa. They couldn't keep up. That just summed up the sheer levels between us. And I said when the tie was drawn, whoever wins this tie will win the European Cup. And I still stand by it. I think Madrid are going to win this European Cup. Liverpool, let's not cry. We know our season's washed up like Gareth Gates. We knew, but I wanted to see an ounce more effort than what that shit that we got was. Like, honest to God, there was just no desire. There was no impetus. No one. The only person who can leave with their head held high is Alisson. The manager was poor. The players were poor. There's so much to dive into. There's really a lot to dive into. We need Gallardo, the former River Plate manager. He's not my first choice. You lot know who my first choice is. Smashed it yesterday. Ruben Amorim knocked Arsenal, knocked the best team in England out of the Europa League. Prime Jose Mourinho type performance. It was brilliant. It's exactly why I want Amorim. The ability to change how he changed my game. The ability to neutralise. The ability to be able to sit there and go, right, we'll play one way and then when they open up, we can switch to another. That flexibility, that way to read the game and see it. Top manager. Top manager. Come on, man. Why feel bad when the club did F all for us to improve? I feel bad because we, as fans, well, not all of us, because I do remember the infamous "just enjoy it" from Paddy Power. But we as fans don't deserve this shit. We don't. The good ones, anyway, the ones who are calling this out, the ones who have seen this coming, we don't deserve it. We don't. And it's worse for us because it's our own negligence that has put us in this situation. It's not something out of our control. It's not something we could have never seen happening. It's us. We are our own worst enemy this season. And that is what hurts most. That's what, when I sat down after being on the terrace and went, right, and just add a quick thing about the game. That's what hurt me the most. The fact that this was us. The reason we are this shit, the reason we are in this position right now is us. And it hurts. It hurts. Amorim in RV Tom. I know managers, I had 3 managers who I said I would take if Jurgen Klopp was to go. If Jurgen Klopp was to leave Liverpool Football Club, there was 3 managers I would take. And you know what? I'm going to find the tweet as well. I'll find the tweet just so people know that I'm not pulling this out my arse now. I will find the tweet because it was a reply to the Anfield talk. And it's fair to say I caused a little bit of a stir with it. It is fair to say that. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. This is one of the ones because I've done it twice in the same day. Let's get this show on the road. Present, share screen. As you can see here, let me just get it up here. Once again, I have a dream. Let's put it there. I need to have my little fucking banner thing on. There we go. Once again, I have a dream. One of Ruben Amorim. One of Thomas Tuchel. And one of Xabi Alonso. Now, Xabi Alonso is through to the Europa League quarterfinals, and he got the easiest draw, getting Union Saint-Gilloise, I think is how you say it. So he's practically through to a Europa League semi-final in his first season of management. Thomas Tuchel, the last man to stick 3 past Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in a Champions League game. If we'd done that, we would have went through. And Ruben Amorim, the boy, the man, the boy wonder, the man wonder, my number 1 pick to replace Jurgen Klopp is Ruben Amorim. And my favourite part is just going through these replies, seeing some of the stuff that gets said. People didn't believe that I watched Bayer Leverkusen. Proper weird. Tuchel would have a heart attack working under FSG. Thomas Tuchel has worked under stricter budgets. Borussia Dortmund didn't give him money. New manager doesn't make sense. FSG out. Enough with the Tuchel agenda. He stinks. I can get called an idiot. I have a dream. You go and find a different team to support. It was a lot of fun. But I was right. Ruben Amorim is a special manager, and Jurgen Klopp is not invincible at this football club. Jurgen Klopp has to be held accountable. But let's get back to the comments. I'm not going to leave you all waiting. Roll on the summer. Only question really, should Klopp stay? I would quite like the Brighton manager, Jamie style, etc. As maybe we are just too stale footballing wise. De Zerbi has moved me. I think De Zerbi is really impressive. I think Brighton are going to get top 4. But I don't know whether I'd take the gamble on him just yet. And I also think he might stay at Brighton if they get Champions League. See how the job that he's done there, sort of thing. We don't have mentality. We haven't had mentality all season. Our mentality has been shot. And that's the part that confuses me. I can understand a failure to perform at the same level because of fatigue or because of a decrease in ability. But I've seen a complete collapse of mentality. And mentality, you shouldn't lose mentality this easy. You shouldn't lose mentality like this mere months after being on for a quad, after being 45 minutes away from a quadruple. And now we have the mentality of Brentford. Brentford come back more than us. We've got the mentality of a slightly better Everton. That's the shambles that we're in, and it's awful. Camavinga looks against us like a mix of Vieira and Pirlo. We are so shit. Camavinga's good. Camavinga's really good. I don't get why they took Tchouameni. They should let us have him. I respect your thoughts. Thomas' team has broken us. Yeah, I mean, I've been tapped out the season for time anyway. You know it as well as I do. I've been saying I've been tapped out of this season for ages. Absolutely ages. I want Sporting's manager after Klopp. I raced him for ages. Ruben Amorim is a special manager. I might do my own stream dedicated to just how highly I rate Ruben Amorim because he is a top manager. Remember, Tom, just enjoy it. That's the Paddy Power video. That just gets even worse by the day. It gets even worse by the day. Smashing grab from the Sporting, Ugarte and the manager. It's how you've got to manage those things, though. It's how sometimes you've got to manage it when you're the worst team. They came in, they rode the pressure, they conceded an unlucky goal, they rode the pressure, the game opened up, they scored an absolute screamer, and they should have won it in normal time if Marcus Edwards or Paulinho could kick the round thing in the back of the net. Like, it was really, really solid from him. By the way, Nunes out for the rest of the season due to injury. I don't think it's the rest of the season, but I know he's got to pull out of international duty, which is yippee. That's what we need. More injuries. Woo! Real Madrid get away with being cheats. They didn't cheat against us. We were just a bit naff. I know we want better, but this club is sad. They don't care. If only people had been saying it. If only people had been saying it. I want De Zerbi. He's a world-class coach. I'm watching Brighton every week. De Zerbi's a fantastic coach, and De Zerbi deserves a lot of respect for the work that he's done at Brighton. You won't find me knocking him for that. You won't find me trying to take away any credit for the work that he's done. Again, though, I just think it's a little bit too early. I think he'll stay at Brighton for another year, minimum. If we spend 150 on Jude, that will piss me off, as he's not the answer. If Jurgen Klopp believes he's the answer, we should spend that money on Jude Bellingham. And then Jurgen Klopp gets to live and die by his sword, which is what the fan base wants him to do. Do I believe that we should spend 150 on Jude Bellingham? Not necessarily. But if it's what the manager wants, then do it. And then let him live and die by his own sword. And maybe that's what will make people realise that this manager isn't infallible. He isn't invincible. Because he done it this summer by turning down Nunes, and look at where we are now. De Zerbi is better than all of them. I still think Tuchel's better. I think Van Dijk might be a FIFA playing better after those comments. Do you think he's ever been to Anfield? I don't know. No, Eunice, I don't think he's ever been to Anfield. I don't think he gets what the city means to the people. I liked Allison's comments, though. You know, actually calling out the players, questioning the players, saying that they aren't. I can put in the performance I can, but if other players aren't doing it, then what's the point? That's exactly the mentality that this football club needs to have. Alisson Becker dropped one of the best performances I've seen from him in a Liverpool shirt against Real Madrid, and he was rewarded with that shit from the rest of the players. I have all the sympathy in the world for Alisson, all the sympathy in the world for my number one goalkeeper. Ugarte, bro, he's a great number 6. We need him. If we were to not get Bellingham, and this is an if, I don't know how big an if it is now, but it's an if. I have my midfield 4 that I would buy. I would buy Manuel Ugarte. I would buy Alexis McAllister. I would buy Claudio Kone. And I would buy one of Mason Mount or Mateus Nunes. That is a solid enough midfield partnership. Maybe even, and I don't know how realistic it is. I don't know if Arsenal are in for him. I don't know who else is in for him. But if there's a world where it opens up, I would take Caicedo as well. I think I'd have Caicedo over the Mount and Nunes. In an idealistic dream world, my midfield would be Ugarte, Caicedo, Kone, McAllister, Thiago, Bajcetic, Fabinho. That is a top level midfield. And don't let people tell you otherwise. Just because they're not the flashy names, they are top quality midfielders. De Zerbi, when he was in Shakhtar, he beats Madrid in the Champions League. Yeah, and he was at Sassuolo as well, and he was good with Sassuolo. Again, this isn't me saying De Zerbi's crap. I just think De Zerbi stays at Brighton for a little bit longer. People laughed at me for wanting the Sporting's manager. Look how well he's done. He's 100% the man. Me and Kurdish had an hour-long thing where Kurdish decides to start calling him the Portuguese Brendan Rodgers. The Portuguese Brendan Rodgers. This is a man who won 4 trophies in 3 years including a league title and back-to-back-to-back domestic cups. But we're going to compare him to Brendan Rodgers, whose biggest achievement at the start of his managerial career was getting sacked by Reading and leading Southampton to the Premier League. They aren't the same. Thoughts on how we create chances in games? Once again, it's too slow. It's too lethargic. The best chances came from their mistakes, which we need to do more of, but we need to be able to also build up better. I think that we aren't going to change that until we get new midfielders, because there's a severe issue, I think, where you can see it at times when we're playing. Our defence and our attack don't trust our midfield. They don't trust them, so they'll refuse to pass to them. They'll refuse to play the nice, simple pass between the lines of the midfielder. They would sooner try the riskier pass down the line or longer, or even just recycle the ball backwards if it's a defence, before passing it to the midfield, because there's no trust. And we don't have midfield. The only midfielder they trusted was Bajcetic, who's now out for the season. So now there is no midfielder they trust apart from Thiago. So we're not going to have much build through the midfield, but build comes from the midfield. It's a massive, massive issue. And we cannot gloss over the midfield again. It cannot be allowed to happen. Because if we think one midfielder is enough, we're done for. We are falling back. Everyone's going. We are falling back. One midfielder doesn't do that. One midfielder does that. So we still continue to fall back. It's not good enough. I'm wondering who else I was talking about. Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Probably Jota as well. And maybe Salah. Yeah, I think he's on about the whole team, but if you want me to pick a couple, probably he was looking at. Do you agree if we bring Muani and sell Jota? I agree. It's not a straight swap, though. So you could sell Jota for about 50, 60, but you'd be paying 80, 90 for Cole and Muani. And I don't think the difference in quality is great enough for that when we have other problem positions to solve first and foremost. Nah, Jude is not for me. He's not good enough. Jude's good enough. Jude is very, very good. I think there's a lot of misconceptions around Jude and the way he's played at Dortmund and everything. I know how I would play Jude. And if we were to buy Jude and we played him in that role, you would see one of the best midfielders this club's ever had. 100%. But we can't just buy Jude on his own and think that's enough. Because it's not. It's not. Ruben Amorim plays a back three. And I think we can do it if we upgrade with him. We have back three is not inherently bad. Let me just put this out there for people, because people have an idea that, back three, defensive bad. No. Back three can be very attacking. It depends on how you utilize it. And Ruben Amorim, when he has the right pieces, i.e. the year he won the title at Sporting, played a very attacking at times back three. Is he a traditionally pragmatic manager? Yes. Do I like pragmatic football? Yes. So am I much happier with the style he plays? Yes. Maybe people won't like that, but a back three is not inherently defensive, and we have two of the three key components to a back three there. Virgil van Dijk's legs are going. We can see that. His legs are going and his mentality's going. So you put him in the middle of a back three, the legs aren't an issue anymore because he's got pace around him. Bang, problem solved. Canate, put him in a back three, he doesn't have to do as much covering. Bang, problem solved. Trent, put him at wing back. He's got direct support behind him so he can bomb on even further. Problem solved. Ruben Amorim would work so well with this team. When you go look at the Sporting team that he won the title with, and look at the makeups and look at the player profiles, if you were to put him in Liverpool right now with those roles, we would be smashing it. We just need a midfielder. We just need midfielders. We need a ball winner, and we need a box-to-box to play an Amorim system to perfection. Thoughts on Ryan Gravenberch? I know he hasn't played much at Bayern Munich. I liked him when he was at Ajax. I'd have him at Liverpool depending on the price, but I think his development starts to stagnate a little bit because of the move to Bayern. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I'll have my eye on Gravenberch and see what he does. but he wouldn't be my number one target. I'll say that much. If Leicester get relegated, we need to bring in Maddison or Dewsbury Hall. Maddison, yes. Dewsbury Hall, no. I don't see how Jude improves us. Jude improves us if we improve our tactics, which we have to do because these tactics don't work. I like back three; it works really well. With the squad makeup we've got, it does. By the way, if we spend a lot of money this summer and Klopp can't win the Premier League or Champions League next season, I want him out. You shouldn't want him out based on if we spend the money or not. You should want him out based on your expectations. My expectations going into next year are the same as they were this year. A strong title challenge and a trophy win. That's what they've been for years. For years, they've been there. And the reason why I say don't factor in the amount of money we spend is it's not on him to spend that money. We should be bringing a director of football to spend that money. So judge the director of football by the transfers, judge the manager by the results. Big up yourself, Kai LFC, De Zerbi in. Again, De Zerbi comes in. I'm not annoyed. I'm not fuming. I'm not going, wow, it's a disgrace. But I think Amorim is a top manager who I think we should be looking at. Question: when does Costas play? Robert's been bad this year. Andy Robertson could have a stinker run of 10 games and he would still start. This isn't the game, though, that you want to use for Costas, though, Ravi. This is not the game you want to use for Costas because he came on with a minute. He had a minute in the game, and it may well be my single favourite cameo a player's ever had. He comes on the pitch with a minute to go in dead rubber. It's done. It's dead game. Dead game. They're just wasting the clock. And then he nearly gives away a penalty. Has to go to VAR, big long check. Yeah. And then gets booked for an elbow. Well, what a cameo. When are you next in London? Well, considering we're not in the Champions League, I assume that the next time I'll be in London will be the last day of the season if the Terrace are doing another thing with that. That's my assumption anyway. Big up yourself, Reason Jared. And listen, look at what he's saying. He's speaking facts. If you're not already, make sure you've hit the like video and subscribe. Why did I say hit the like video? Hit the like on the video. There we go. Yes. Let's get to these player ratings. Let's get to them. I've got to be honest, they are not going to be very kind to people. They're not going to be very kind to people. Alisson. I'm giving him a 10. That's one of the best performances I've ever seen from him. The save on Vinicius is a joke. It's an absolute joke. The save from Valverde, ridiculously good save. The save from Camavinga, ridiculously good save. So many other saves. He caught a number of Benzema shots. He caught a number of Cruz shots. Without Alisson in goal, and then he said Ruben Amorim. Without Alisson in goal, we would have lost this tie on aggregate by double digits. And that's a major concern. Robertson, 4. Crap. Naff. Dreadful. What else do you want me to say? Canate, 5. Canate can have a 5. I think Canate was sound. I think he done a lot of covering for Trent. I don't think he done anything wrong, but when we don't win a game, you don't get a high rating. Virgil van Dijk can have a 1. Virgil van Dijk... Oh, no, it's Trent. Virgil van Dijk can have a 1. Trent can have a 2. In fact, no, Trent can have a 1 as well. His passing was shite. The pair of those who were the worst on the pitch. They were the worst players on the pitch. Virgil van Dijk's standards were so low. He was so... So... I can't even think of the word right now. Complacent. Just expected everything to go his way. No effort, no desire. Trent, getting done by Vinicius isn't a bad thing. I'm going to put this out there right now. Vinicius Jr. is one of, if not the best winger in the world. Vinicius Jr. is incredibly skillful. Getting done by Vinicius Jr. is not a bad thing. He's going to do a lot of world-class players in with his skill and with what he can do. But your passing trends, your creativity, the reason you're in this side, it was so bad on the day. Oh my God, the amount of times I saw you try and pass a ball and it just went out for a goal kick. Oh, shambles. Fabinho, I actually thought Fabinho was all right. He can have a 4. I thought he made a number of solid tackles in the middle. I just think the midfield was just so bad, though, because what was that midfield 3 you put out there of Fabinho, Milner and Gakpo? Why is Cody Gakpo right centre mid? What is the point of playing Gakpo right centre mid? You have made right, Jurgen. We're 3-0 down, and you've lured me in. You've lured me in because you've got 4 attackers on the pitch and going, oh, he's going for it. All you've done is put 4 attackers on the pitch and play the same formation, so you have to shoehorn an attacker into centre mid. Cody Gakpo is a left winger. We bought the man as a left winger. He has played everywhere but left wing. Everywhere but left wing. We played him at striker. We played him at attacking mid. We played him at centre mid now. He'll play CDM next week. What is the point? Change the formation. Change the system if you haven't got the players to play it. Rather than constantly trying to put square pegs in round holes and hoping it works. It hasn't worked all season. Why did you think it would work in the biggest game of our season? Joke. Absolute joke. James Milner, 3. Cody Gakpo, 4. Nunes, 4. Darwin Nunes. This is another one I'm going to get onto right now. Jurgen, your subs, they're useless. They're awful. I don't see why. Right, Sam. We are 3 goals down. We're 3 goals down. We need to attack. We need to create chances. We need to put the pressure on. Half time, 0-0. Not great, not terrible. Still an option there. Maybe, you got Bobby on the bench. Maybe you have to go a little bit crazy and play 5 attackers because we need goals. We need goals. What you're not supposed to do when you're chasing goals is take off your most dangerous attacker on the night in Darwin Nunes for Harvey Elliott and go from 4 attackers on the pitch to 3. We tried to save a draw when we were 3 goals down. Do you understand how tapped that is? We are 3 goals down on aggregate, and my manager's trying to play for a draw. And the best part is, we didn't even get the draw. We lost because Bozo number 1 in Van Dijk can't intercept a pass, can't put pressure on fucking Vinicius Jr. It was a joke, man. Jurgen, you have so much to hold for this game, and I don't care that, there's a TikTok video of you going around being, shout, angry, I don't care. Your job is to play the right tactics and make the right substitutions. And so far this season, you have done neither consistent. Neither of those have been consistent. And that is an issue. But no, you won us a league title and a Champions League 4 years ago. So you're invincible. You're untouchable. We can't question you. Stay for life. This, that, and the other. Sorry, I'm not buying it. Jota, 1. Wank. Salah, 3. Could not wait a pass for the life of him. Pointless. Elliott, 4. Nice on the ball. Pointless off it. Bobby Firmino, 4. Nice on the ball. A little bit better off it. But you came on when Nunes came off, so it was pointless. Oxlade-Chamberlain, 2. Purely because of the nice little flick trick. Fabio Carvalho, I'm not even going to give you a rating because you were on the pitch for a fucking minute. Brilliant management, Jurgen. Superb management of the youngsters. These players, the confidence is low. He's come from a new team. He's come from a new city. He's all trying to settle in. Scores a couple of goals early on in the season. You're thinking, right, there you go. He's starting to settle in. What the fuck's he done wrong? What has he done wrong? If you don't like his defensive way, guess what? Don't play him in defence. Anyway, give me a minute. I'll be back in a second. Right, we're back. I'll sort it out real quick for someone. Anyway, yes, the point of Fabio Carvalho's management, pointless. Feel sorry for the kid. He's done nothing wrong. He's been bright when he's played. If you don't like the fact he's not a defensively minded player, don't buy an attacking midfielder and expect him to defend. That is, once again, and I will run this analogy into the ground more than Jurgen Klopp runs our midfielders into the ground. It's like me putting a monkey in a car, telling him to win a race, and then he crashes the car. I can't be angry at the monkey. I'm the dickhead who put him in the car when he can't drive. Why would you buy an attacking midfielder and ask him to defend? Stupid. Simicast, you can have a 7 purely because you made me laugh. You made me laugh with your 1-minute cameo. My favourite cameo of the entire season. Shit game, shit performance. We're out of the Champions League. We won't be in it next year. I'll tell you that right now for free. We will not be in the Champions League next year. That's the last Champions League game we will play for minimum a year because Brighton will get top 4. Brighton and Hove Albion and Roberto De Zerbi will get top 4 and we won't. And for that to be our last tie in the Champions League for a while, it's a torrid way to go. It's a toothless way to go. It's a shambles. We were good for 20 minutes out of the 180. For 160 minutes, we were outclassed, outperformed, outworked. I felt embarrassed, I felt embarrassed watching that game at times. I honestly felt embarrassed. And I don't like feeling embarrassed watching Liverpool. This team has very rarely embarrassed me. I wasn't even embarrassed watching the 7-2, but we got embarrassed by Madrid. We got embarrassed by them. They played us off the park because it was like little kids thinking they can go up to the big boys and then we just get put straight back down. Shambles. And it hurt to watch. It hurt to watch what I think is one of the best Liverpool teams we'll ever see for its era to go out like this, because this is the end of this Liverpool team's era. Whether Jurgen Klopp is able to produce a new one, I don't know. But this is the end of this Liverpool team era. This is the end of this Liverpool team cycle. And major changes have to be made. They have to be made. Because if we don't make them, we will end up as mid-table fodder. Because football waits for no one. So why would it wait for little old Liverpool to pull their fingers out their arse and start spending some fucking money? Anyway. Where were we? We were here. Klopp changed the formation, but not the tactics. What's the point? Only he will know. Only him, only Pep Linders, only they will know the stupidity behind that decision. Van Dijk is finished because of the injury. He's trying to play the same way he did beforehand, but it doesn't work because guess what? Once you have an ACL, your fucking pace can go. But he still tries to play like he's got pace. What the heck are the scouts doing for us? I think one of our scouts is off in fucking Colombia. We were supposed to watch the 20 World Cup. I don't think he did. Jurgen didn't go for it. Jurgen was a shambles. Yeah, I'll give him my Jurgen Klopp rating 1. There you go. Big up yourself, Tarrant. Big up yourself. We bring a number 9 and we're playing him on the wing. We bring a winger and we're putting him at striker. Darwin Núñez is better off the left. That's fine. He's better off the left for now. Maybe in the future he goes into the middle and he's more adapted for it. Yes, that's fine. But it's stupid. Right, let's go. Let's just put it. I'll break it down for you plain and simply right now. Out of the, how many attacks have we got right now? I'm gonna class Carvalho, and I'm gonna class Harvey Elliott as attackers just for argument's sake. Out of the 8 attackers we have, 2, just 2, have a natural position of the centre of the pitch. Whether that be, well, both of them are naturally attacking mids, but Bobby's a really good false 9. Jota, left winger. Diaz, left winger. Núñez, left winger. Gakpo, left winger. Salah, right winger. Elliott, right winger. We have 4 fucking left wingers. And only 1 or 2 ever play there. We have bought 2 left wingers to play them up front because it's the Moneyball way. If you understand how Moneyball works in football, you know what the number 1 rule is. Don't buy strikers. Go buy wingers and turn them into strikers. We are in the age of 2023. We have been fighting for titles for 4 years, 5 years, however long it is. And we are still thinking we can beat Manchester City, we can beat Manchester United, we can beat Arsenal, we can beat Chelsea. And we're all spending bucket loads of money. We think we can beat those with Moneyball. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't. And the sooner this club realises that, the better. The better. Square pegs and round holes. It is. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. We should cash in on Jota. I don't know. I don't think so. I just think he needs to get back from injury. Jota was -4. He was awful. Salah should have been hooked off for who? We are all being fresh players because every team's overtaken us and it's embarrassing. We love fucking storylines. We love to go up the mountain and then wait and then let everyone else climb the next one before we go, oh shit, and try and catch up and then do it again. I want nothing more than to get to the top of the mountain and sustain it and remain there and make sure everyone else stays below us. That's all I want. Sustained success. Get Kimmich. Don't mess about, but they will mess about. Kimmich wouldn't come to us. Why would Kimmich come to us? Why would Kimmich leave Leon Goretzka, Ryan Gravenberch, Jamal Musiala for fucking Henderson, Elliott, Ox? Why is he going to do that? How much was the basketball top? A $5, I think. A $5 from China. I'm just going to put it out there. Do not buy official merchandise. Go onto DHgate, go onto Reddit. You can find multiple places which do really good quality fakes. Do not pump your money into the club. Do not fund FSG. I have not bought a single piece of merchandise from this football club legitimately for 5 years. Do not fund them because it makes them believe that the fans love them. We can all do our bit to help them leave this football club. What is with this Elliott project? Even Jones didn't get as many chances. Elliott has shown flashes. Elliott has shown glimpses. Elliott has also been grossly mismanaged this year. Grossly mismanaged because we have no one else, and I feel for the kid. Missing puzzle piece, Linda said. I like Gakpo. I like Gakpo. I think he's a solid player. I think he's a really nice player. You know, you can see what he brings, etc., etc., etc. But stop playing him out of fucking position all the time. Just at some point, either play him on the left or give him support and behind. Stop asking him to do all these jobs when he's just learning the fucking position, please. What do you think about the Gravenberch link? Like I said earlier, nice player, hasn't played much at Bayern. Wouldn't be my first choice, but if you can get him for cheap, I'm all for it. Our fans romanticize with the club way too much. Some would rather go to bed with Klopp than their wife. Jurgen Klopp is a fantastic manager. Jurgen Klopp, I will forever have respect and love for what he won for this football club, for the levels that he's brought to this football club, for the progression we've had under him, for the growth we've had under him. But there also has to come to a realization where the man is not invincible. The man is not faultless. The man is not, immune from criticism or mistakes. The man has made not one, not two. He's made a multitude of mistakes. Not just this year, but last year and the year before that. This has been a 3-year-long thing where he's made severe mistakes. Don't let wins are lovely. Winning the cups, that was boss. But the mistakes still happened. Did they impact us negatively last season? No, not really. But they still happened. The other years, his mistakes really negatively impacted us. So you have to understand the man can receive criticism. And yes, am I questioning his future at the football club? 100% I am. 100% I am. Because we are hitting the most important time of this football club in the past 10 years. In the past 5-10 years, we are hitting the most important point of this football club, bar when we appointed Jurgen Klopp. And we have to seriously decide whether he's the man we trust with this rebuild. Because building a team is one thing. Rebuilding a team you've already built, completely different kettle of fish. Jurgen Klopp has the skill set to build. I don't think he's got the skill set to rebuild. And I don't want us to commit long term to a Jurgen Klopp rebuild when I don't think it'll work out. Gakpo himself said, I enjoy playing football when I'm on the wing. The Temple of Klopp might be a religion at this point. I haven't bought anything since we were Adidas. Adidas were class. I love the Adidas kits. That's a fucking lovely Adidas kit there with, big game player Dirk on the back. I feel the Wenger agenda is slowly happening with Klopp game by game. If I see some ruthlessness in the summer, I will change my mind. Jurgen Klopp's been at this football club for 7 years and still operates by the mentality of, if you don't ask to leave, I won't sell you. What sort of fucking top club mentality is that? FSG holding us back, man. FSG are holding us back, and Jurgen Klopp is allowing it, supporting it, not doing enough to stop it. So he's not faultless in this. But yeah, that's a nice little 45-minute review. Nice little rant. Get it off my chest. We don't play now for fucking ages, which is music to my ears. Absolutely music to my ears. I've got to go prepare for a show with Hassam, with Mont, with Kurdish, with Jamie. Some Liverpool therapy on Hassam's channel. Make sure you're there. It starts in 15. I'm going to be dunking on Kurdish's head because Ruben Amorim, my guy, my manager, smashed it. What do I need to say? I always forget what to say at the end of these things. Follow socials, scrolling along the bottom there. If you're not already, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Yes, that's what you have to do as well. Subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next time I'm live, which might be this weekend, might be next week. I'll figure something out. To stream. I'll figure something out to do. I'll see you all in 15 minutes on Hassam's channel. If you're there from the stream, put in the comments. I'll see you. Put in the comments. Ruben Amorim over Jurgen Klopp. In a bit, everyone. In a bit.